What's going on, guys? Just here in Dubai, last day in the hotel, morning after pulling Schoolboy KOTT11. I thought I would just do a bit of a video, say good day, my thoughts before I start the journey home. First things first, thank you, Schoolboy, for the opportunity to arm wrestle. It's something that I have wanted to do for a long time. I do truly appreciate that, getting to answer that question that I've been asked by the internet and have wanted to know myself for, like I said, a long time. It means a lot to me, so thank you for that opportunity. And it was everything that I could have hoped for it to be. Schoolboy's strength was very significant. When I was coming into the match, I knew that peak force, or his peak force, was going to be the most challenging thing I'd face, and it was my goal to try to make the match about endurance. I chose to, the strategy that I chose was the King's move, and I really stuck to that, in the hope that he would eventually lose his wrist. Schoolboy, although he had complete control of height, it was height at center. When I was able to get those really gnarly sort of King's move stops those few times, the major factor that was that he was just simply too good for me on was his ability to retreat, to rise, and regrip. I was unable to stop him doing that. I was only able to just remain in a position where he'd bang and bang and bang into me, and hopefully survive. And the metacarpals in the back of my hand are quite painful now. No injuries, but they were really tested. I said to myself, I said to Schoolboy in the lead up that he was gonna have to break me to beat me, and I honored my word in that I put it on the line in that respect. Like I said, I have almost like a sprained, it's not a wrist, it's literally the bones in the back of my hand, because I feel like the twisting nature as he rise and climbed and regripped and then hit again, it was the bones in my hand that were really providing the stop. And eventually he obviously overwhelmed it. But it was a good, fun match for me. Mentally going into it, I felt really good. I know that I'd trained well. I know that I was in career best form. I'm looking forward to reducing some of the fat around my chin and neck. I was 107.8 kilos in the morning, I think it was, for this match, and I was very bloated. So I look forward to getting back down to under 105 kilos and competing in a weight category. Now, interestingly, I saw that, we'll get onto the KOTT stuff. I saw that KOTT, we got to meet him in the room again, and he expressed to me that he'd love to pull me again. So who knows if destiny will so have it that I end up pulling KOTT again. But I would truly, he's 125 kilos or something, but I'd love to pull someone in the 105 kilo category as well. But of course, I could never say no to KOTT if I was ever offered the match. I can't say no to pulling anyone. It's what I did with Schoolboy here, and it's what I'll continue to do, and drag me up. But anyway, back to the match with Schoolboy. If I could have my time again, and I say this in the most respectful way, that when you come to a match like this, you have to come with a plan. I came with my plan. I stuck to my plan. It was to overwhelm him on an endurance sense in the hand, and it wasn't enough. I was really grateful that he pulled rounds 5 and 6 with me, where I decided, okay, to hook. Round 5, I tried to defensive hook. I got a couple of stops, and he eventually pulled through it. And round 6, Lachlan got in my ear and said, "Man up, Ryan. Don't give him center. Take center." And I pressed off the go, and that proved to be the most fruitful round. I pressed off center, took center, contained his top roll, then dropped into a drag, side pressure hook, and almost got a pin. I got called for 3 running fouls where I had no idea I was failing. I swear my elbow was on the pad firmly, like it was planted hard into the pad, and I had no awareness that they were saying I was even failing. So I was really shocked when they said stop. I thought they were going to say stop because I pinned him, because I mean I was right there. But anyway, it is what it is. I accept that, and there was probably a bit of the factor that Schoolboy wasn't putting his heart into it in that final round as well, just rolling through the motions. But it made me think about my style and the way that I approach matches. You get to experience the truth when you come to a big match. And what I mean by that is when you're back home and you're training and you're experimenting with what works in any given situation. Under training conditions, it only matters a fraction compared to what it matters in competition. When you've come across the world like this, you're on the big lights and everyone is expecting a certain result. There's a lot more value to the lessons when you're here. And the lesson that I felt here was, and I talked about this with Neil Pickup at dinner last night, is you have to be yourself. Now, what I mean by that, there was a very slight variation of me in that match last night that wasn't myself. And what that variation was that I did the same thing over and over and over again in those first 4 rounds. Usually, I am the guy who adjusts every round. I change something. Versatility has always been a weapon of mine. And I go fishing and hunting for the lane that is the most valuable. I didn't do that last night. The first 4 rounds, my strategy was different. It was to same thing, only harder, but 4 times in a row. Of course, the objective was to achieve an endurance battle, and we can go on and hopefully gas his hand out and win. When that didn't work, round 5 and 6, I changed things. I pulled, like I said, a defensive hook, then I pulled an offensive press with a transition to a drag hook. And it turns out to me that the lesson that I go away with here is my best version of arm wrestling is when I change. And I change fast. I change every round. If I'm losing, that is. If I'm winning, I'm obviously in control and I'm good. But if I'm up against the wall, so to speak, it's my ability to change and be versatile and quickly find the gaps. That is my best. Because that final round, that style, if I could have my time again, I would have liked to have brought that style out by round 3. Like I said, hindsight's great. So my perfect strategy would have been to, I think, King's move and fail twice, and then try to press hook from then on, and see if that did anything different. Not to say that it would have. The right man clearly won. He's too strong for me, and I wish him really well. I would love to see him pull Ron Barth in his next match. I think that naturally, with Ron having beaten me, Schoolboy now having beaten me, and I know that Ron expressed to me when I was discussing my match with Schoolboy, he expressed to me that he would also like to pull him. So I think that's a perfect match. I hope that King of the Table picks that one up, East, West, West, whatever. Between those two guys, it'd be awesome. But all in all, guys, thank you for the support. Sorry to anybody who are disappointed, but this is the game we play. This is the sport. I definitely gave it my all, and I look forward now to traveling back home, getting into training camp with Lachlan again. I have another match booked already. I don't think I can say it yet because the organization hasn't said it, but I do have another international match booked that will be a really hard match. But this is what we do. We love it. So I can't wait to get home, train again. Lachlan, Ricard, and all the Brisbane crew. We'll get back to it, and we won't stop because we love this sport. And every time we get here, this is another layer that drags us up. And yeah, I've had a big influx of people genuinely supporting me and encouraging me. It was so nice to meet people at the event last night. To come up and say that they've been a fan for a long time, that they've been and seen through all the delusional stuff, and they admire, most importantly, that that I'm just still going and I haven't given up, and that my level continues to improve. So those guys, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me. And finally to Schoolboy and his brother Alex, you guys are awesome. Thank you for the opportunity. I really enjoyed my time with you and chatting with you guys afterwards about all things arm wrestling and our level, and I was very grateful to have received such kind words. Alex said to me that they were surprised by my performance. They thought it was going to be easier. Schoolboy said to me, he said there was nothing in center. He said I could move you at center very easily, but as soon as I took you over here, all of a sudden there was a stop. So he said, very strange feeling and very awkward stop that you have there. But anyway. So thank you, guys. And yeah, thank you to everyone back home as well for all the support and the training preparation and all that sort of stuff. I look forward to keeping this journey going. And what's next for me? I'm sure you guys will hear very soon. But I would love to pull 105 kilos in the core sports realm, be it at King of the Table again or East West West. I would love to pull someone at 105 kilos and start climbing that ladder formally. But like I said, I did get Mr. Awa Jashel come up and say good day to me and say that he would love to pull me again, fresh first fresh. So look, I can't say no to things like that. I can't. It doesn't matter that I want 105, and if Awa wants a match and someone wants to put it on, I will say yes, absolutely. And yeah, we'll get this thing going again. Keep the ball rolling. But anyway, guys, take care. We'll talk soon.